Hello and welcome you to Mohan Sir's classes. In this lecture, we will learn about the idea of democracy and its spread, the first chapter of political science. The title of this chapter is The Idea of Democracy and its Spread. So, what do you mean by democracy? Democracy is derived from two Greek words. Those are demos and kratos. It has derived from two Greek words, demos and kratos. What is demos? Demos means people, kratos means rule. That means the meaning of democracy is ruled by people, or we can say in other word, people government. So in this chapter we will learn about what is democracy and how it's spread. Let's begin the chapter. First paragraph, we studied some topics in European history in the history chapter of this social science textbook. We learned that French Revolution which spread new political ideas across the world. We saw the European monarchies in the time being challenged. In most cases, the attempts were to replace with the government in which the people choose or elected their representatives. We shall learn about this new political system called democracy in this chapter. So in this paragraph it is said that we have studied about European history in history chapter of the social science textbook. So in that European history we have learned about French Revolution. We have learned about what? French Revolution. We spread new political ideas across the world. That means because of this French Revolution, the new political ideas spread across the world. We saw the European monarchies of the time being challenged. So in that chapter we have studied that European monarchies. What is monarchy? Monarch in the sense king or the kings of the Europe, they were being challenged. That means they were challenges. In most cases, the attempts were to replace them with government in which people choose or elected their representatives. So we have seen that after this French Revolution, most of the country the spread of these political ideas and democracy was spread, and many of the countries, these kings and monarchs were challenged. Why? The attempt was that people wanted to replace the they replace this government or democracy in place of monarchs. That means people wanted to remove monarchy or king and they wanted to establish the new idea of political or this democracy system. So in this chapter we will learn about new political system, that is called what? Democracy. So in this chapter we are going to talk and discuss about new political system, that is called what? Democracy. Next paragraph, we shall try to understand how democratic ideas began spreading in different countries of the world and the kind of challenge the people faced in establishing democratic rule. So what does this paragraph says? That means in this chapter we will try to understand what? How democratic idea began to spread in different countries of the world. What we will learn in this chapter? How the democratic ideas began spreading in different countries of the world. Next. And also what? How the kind of challenge the people faced establishing democratic rule. We will also learn that while they were establishing democracy, what were the challenges people faced and what were the difficulties people faced, that we will be learning from this chapter. We shall study the example of two countries, and especially in this chapter we will learn about example of two countries, those are Libya and Myanmar. Libya and Myanmar. To see how the process of democracy takes root. That means through the example of Libya and Myanmar, we will try to or we will be understand how the process of democracy take root, or how the process of democracy established. We shall study the struggle to establish democracy in these two countries in recent years. So, in this chapter, we will learn about how these two countries struggled to establish their democracy in the recent year or few years ago. Got it? So, in this chapter, we will try to understand the new idea of political system, and that is called democracy. Next, we will also understand how the democratic idea began to spread in the different countries of the world. That means what were the challenges people faced while establishing democratic rule. And we will take the example of two countries, those are Libya and Myanmar. So what are the processes that taken to establish democracy, and what were the struggle they faced to establish democracy in this recent year? We will try to understand from these two countries. Let's talk some familiar events. The students are playing on the school playground. The bell rings. They all run to their classrooms. The social science teacher enters class 9th. The students greet him as they go to their seats. So, in this paragraph, it says that students were playing on the school ground, and when the bell rang, all they run to their classes. Who? The student run to their classes. The social science teacher entered class 9. So when all the students run to their classroom, the social science teacher entered to the class 9th. The student greeted him as they go to their seats. That means when the student went to their seats, they greeted to their teacher. Let's listen the conversation. Teacher said, "Who is the monitor of this class?" Then there was a boy, Ramesh. He replied, "Ramabai is the monitor of our class." So when the teacher asked who was the monitor of that class, there was a boy, his name was Ramesh. He replied that Ramabai was the monitor of that class. Next, teacher asked, "Who made Ramabai the monitor of this class?" Then teacher asked, "Who made Ramabai the monitor of that class?" Kamal, one boy, he replied that I don't know. That means he didn't know. Again the teacher asked, "Who made you the monitor, Ramabai?" Then the teacher asked Ramabai, "Who made her the monitor?" Then Ramabai replied, "I did not want to be the monitor. Our class teacher gave me this duty." Ramabai replied that she did not she was not willing to become the monitor, but the class teacher made her or gave her this duty. Next, teacher asked, "Is there any other way that the student can become the monitor of this class?" Again the teacher asked to his student that, was there any other way that the student can become the monitor of the class? There was a boy, Kamlesh. He replied that we can ask the student who they want as their monitor. So Kamlesh replied that, "Sir, we can ask all the student, or we can make a cheat, or we can give the vote, and we can add, or we can tell that who or the student to whom they want as their monitor." Which of the two process of appointing a monitor is more democratic and why? So can you tell me which of the two process of appointing a monitor is more democratic? That means first one we saw that class teacher made Ramabai as the monitor, and second what you learn that Kamlesh said that he would ask to all the students to whom they want as their monitor. So which is more democratic and why? So according to me, what Kamlesh said, it was right and it was more democratic. Why? Because in that, okay, when all the students will give their opinion, that means it will be a people representative, or according to everyone's opinion, that a person can become class monitor. Let's read the next paragraph. Rosie scored 80% in her class 10th examination. Her family was happy. They wanted her to study science, but Rosie wanted to study social science. Her parents and other relatives were upset by her decision and tried to pressurize her to study science so she should become a doctor. In the end, Rosie could not study the subject of her choice. So, in this paragraph, it is said that there was a girl, her name was Rosie, and she got 80% of mark in class 10 board examination. And by hearing the result or by seeing the result, her family was very happy, and the family wanted her to study science, but Rosie wanted to study social science. Next, by hearing this opinion or choice of Rosie, her parents and relatives were very upset and they were very sad, and they pressurized and they forced or compelled Rosie to study science. So Rosie could not. So Rosie could become a doctor because her parents and relatives want that Rosie should study science and she should become a doctor. In the end, Rosie could not study the subject. That means Rosie wanted to study social science, but as the parents and relatives compelled and forced her, so she could not study the subject social science. At last, she studied the subject science. Do you think the family's decision was democratic? So from this example, do you think that it is a democratic, or this the family what they decide, is it democratic? No, it is not democratic. Why? Because the freedom was not given to her. It was a forceful or compulsion that she studied the subject which she didn't want. Let's talk and discuss next paragraph. Democracy is a comprehensive idea that is linked to one personal, family, and social life. Listen carefully. What is democracy? Democracy is a comprehensive idea that is linked to one personal, family, and social life. Listen carefully. What is democracy? It is a comprehensive idea and which is linked to one personal, family, and social life. Next, we also see democracy as a form of government. In the same time, democracy also what? It is a form of government and also a political system. Understood? What is democracy? Democracy what? It is a comprehensive idea which is linked to one personal, family, and social life. In same time, democracy also a form of government, a political system. So, in this chapter, we shall try to understand how people participate in democratic system of government. Understood? What to learn in this chapter? We will try to understand how people participate in the democratic system of government. First of all, we will discuss about the story of Libya. In the beginning, already I have told you that in this chapter we will talk about two countries, that is Libya and Myanmar. So first of all, let's discuss about the story of Libya and how Libya got independence and established their democracy. Here the paragraph says like this: Libya was a poor country in North Africa that was colonized by Italy. It gained its independence from Italy on February 10, 1947. Listen carefully. Libya was a poor country where? In the North Africa. Where? In the North Africa. And this Libya was colonized by whom? Italy. Listen carefully. Libya was a poor country in the North Africa and it was colonized by Italy. Then this Libya get independence when? February 10, 1947 from Italy. But it remained under the rule of United Nations Security Council until December 24, 1951. Listen carefully. Libya was a poor country in North America. It was colonized by Italy and it gets independence on February 10, 1947. But after the independence also it was under the control or rule of UNSC, that means United Nations Security Council, until when? Until December 24, 1951. Next, England and France look after Libya's affairs on behalf of the Security Council during this period. That means during this period, who? England and France, they look after Libya's affair on behalf of Security Council during this period. So after the independence, Libya was under the control or rule of United Nations Security Council till December 24, 1951. So during this period, England and France look after the Libya's affair. Next, Libya achieved full independence on December 24, 1951. Listen carefully. Libya got complete or full independence on December 24, 1951. Next topic, establishment of monarchy in Libya. Establishment of monarchy in Libya. What is monarchy? Kingship. That means how the monarchy was established in Libya will be learned in this following paragraph. Listen carefully. After independence, King Idris. What is the name King Idris? Who is king? King Idris. Look at the pic, you can understand. So become the ruler of Libya. That means when Libya got independence, King Idris became the ruler of Libya. He dominated the country along with few allied families. That means when he became leader after the independence of Libya, he dominated or he controlled the country along with whom? Along with few allied families. What is allied? A high class people or high family. Next, most Libyans belong to different types. That means most of the Libyan become what? Different tribal peoples or different tribes. They engaged in farming and animal husbandry and were dominated by the tribal chief. That means these tribe people, what they used to do? They used to do farming in and agriculture activities. In same time they were also doing what? Animal husbandry. That means they were rearing the domestic animals. And these tribals were dominated and controlled by whom? Tribal chiefs. So in this paragraph we will learn that after the independence of Libya, King Idris became the ruler of Libya. He dominated the people with some allied class people. Next sentence, most of the Libyan peoples belongs to tribal people. So what work they used to do? They used to do agriculture or farming. In same time they used to do animal husbandry or cattle rearing work. And these tribal people were ruled and dominated by whom? By the tribal chiefs. Next paragraph. Large reserves of natural oil and gas were discovered in Libya in 1959 and the country became a rich nation. That means in the year of 1959, what happened? A large amount of natural resources and gas were discovered in Libya. Listen carefully. In the year of 1959, large amount of natural oil and gas were discovered in Libya, and that's why Libya became a rich nation and rich country. The king and his favored allied families gained control over all these natural resources. Listen carefully. Who? The king and his allied families. They control over these natural resources. As we read that in 1959, they discovered what? Natural and oil gas. So these were controlled by whom? King and the allied class family. It was during this period that a wave of nationalist movement began spreading in North Africa. So during this period what happened? The nationalist movement began spreading in North Africa. Its impact was felt in Libya. So as the nationalist movement began spreading in North America, that impact was also what? Felt in Libya. Why? Because Libya also a country of North Africa. Next paragraph. The youth of the country were aspired to set up a modern state for the welfare of the people, free from all exploitative forces. They wanted to bring unity and peace to Libya, ending all the tribal conflicts and atrocities against women. They wanted to revenue earned from oil to be used for the benefits of all citizens. So what does this paragraph says? The youth of the country, they were aspired or they were inspired what to set up a modern state of welfare for the people. That means they wanted to set up or establish a modern state for benefit or the welfare for the people, and they want free from all exploitative forces. That means these youth people, they wanted free from all exploitative forces, or those who are exploiting them from their hand, they want to get freedom. That's why what happened, they wanted to bring unity and peace to Libya. Because of that reason, what happened, the youth people of Libya, they wanted to bring unity and peace to Libya. In same time, they wanted to end all the tribal conflicts and atrocity against women. There was so much conflict and fights or misunderstanding or misbehave toward the tribal people, so that they wanted to finish, that they wanted to end. In same time, they also wanted to end the atrocity against the women. That means the misbehave and the misrule against the women. They wanted the revenue earned from oil to be used for the benefit of all citizens. This youth also, they want that after selling or from this oil and natural oil and gas, whatever the revenue and tax they are getting, that money or that tax has to be used for benefit for all the citizens of the Libya and all the people of Libya. Listen, so in this paragraph we will learn that the countries, the youth people, they were aspired by the modern state for aspired, and they wanted to establish a modern state for the welfare of the people, and they wanted to have a free from all the exploitative forces. Next, they wanted to bring unity and peace to the country Libya, and they wanted to end all the tribal conflicts and the atrocity against women. And they also wanted that all the natural oil and gas which is being sold, that revenue and that tax, okay, what they are getting, that has to be used for the welfare and benefit of the all the citizens of Libya and all the people of Libya. Next is military coup by Col Muammar Gaddafi. Col Muammar Gaddafi was one of the powerful leaders of the Libya army. Listen, Col Muammar Gaddafi. He was the one of the powerful leader of the Libya army. Along with 70 young officers, he took control of the country in the year of 1969. This Gaddafi, along with 70 young officers, he took control the country in the year of 1969. He called his military junta what? The Free Officers Movement. That means he and 70 young officers, they formed a military group, and that is called that what? The Free Officer Movement. The King Idris abandoned the throne and fled from Libya. So we know that earlier King Idris was the leader or ruler after the independence of Libya, but when this Gaddafi and 70 young officers formed Free Officers Movement, that time what happened? This King Idris, he abandoned the throne and he fled from Libya. That means he left the throne or kingdom, then he went from, or he ran from Libya. The monarchy was ended and Gaddafi declared a new socialist Libya Arab Republic. So when this King Idris left and ran away from Libya, then they established what? The monarchy was ended. That means the kingship was ended and Gaddafi declared a new socialist Libyan and Arab Republic. Thereafter, Gaddafi declared Libya as a new socialist Libyan Arab Republic. The army gave its all full backing to the revolution under the leadership of Revolutionary Command Council, which consists of 12 army officers. That means what happened? The army, they give full support to whom? To the revolution under the leadership of whom? Revolutionary Command Council, or we can say RCC, and in that 12 army officers were there. The RCC declared Libya would be a modern egalitarian nation. Then this RCC declared that Libya would be a modern and a egalitarian nation. So in this paragraph we learn that Col Muammar Gaddafi was one of the powerful Libyan army. Along with his 70 officers, he took control of the country in the year of 1969. Then he called his military officer what? The Free Officers Movement. So when this Col Gaddafi formed this Free Officer Movement, the king of this Libya, that means the monarch of Libya, King Idris, he left his throne and he fled from Libya. After that, Gaddafi declared Libya as a socialist Libyan Arab Republic. Then all the army people support this whom? Revolutionary Command Council. It was consist of 12 army officers. Thereafter, RCC, that means Revolutionary Command Council, declared Libya would be a modern egalitarian nation. Next topic, progress and development in Libya. First paragraph, we read earlier that most people in Libya belong to various tribes. Their primary concern was the security, respect and well-being of their own tribe. They were mostly poor, nomadic, pastoralist. Women were veiled and were not allowed to participate in public affairs. Listen carefully. Earlier we have studied or learned that most of the Libyan people belongs to tribes. So their primary concern was what? Their primary concern was security, respect and well-being of their own tribe. That means the people of Libya, their primary concern was security, respect and well-being of their own tribes. Next, they were mostly poor, nomadic, pastoralist. That means these people of Libya, they were mostly poor, nomadic. What is nomadic? Nomadic in the sense a person who travel one place to other place. They don't stay together at a place, because you might have seen that people coming from outside and staying here somewhere on the field or playground, building the tent and staying for 1 week, or they are having sometime donkey or horses, camel, etc. After staying 1 week, again they are moving to other place. Such kinds of people are called what? Nomadic. That means living from one place to other place. So they were nomadic what? Pastoralist. Pastoralist in the sense what? Shepherd. Shepherd means what? The people, those who take care of the sheep and cattle, or the feed the king. We might have seen that, okay, the people having, okay, numbers of sheep, cows, goats, they take to the this domestic animal to jungle for feeding the grass. So such kinds of peoples were there in the Libya. Next, women were veiled and were not allowed to participate in public affairs. That means women were veiled. What is veiled? That means they used to cover their head and they were not given to participate in the public affairs or public place. Understood? So in this paragraph we learn that the most of the Libyan people are tribe, and that's where their primary concern was that security, respect and well-being of this tribe people. And most of these people of this Libya were nomadic, pastoral. That means people those are moving one place to other place in search of what? Fodder to feed their cattle. And women were what? Compelled to cover their head, and they were not given freedom to participate in the public affairs. Next paragraph. The new government took many important steps that led to Libya's rapid development. After this, after the fled of the monarch King Idris, Col Gaddafi and his team established a new government. So this new government, they took many important steps that led for what? Libya's rapid development. After the King Idris, this Kol Gaddafi's governed the army. They established the RCC, and that RCC, what happened? They took many important steps to developments of the Libya. They include nationalization of country's oil wealth. What is that? They include nationalization of the country's oil wealth. Nationalization means that whatever the money was earned from the oil, that has to be used for the public benefit, and it has to be given to the use for the benefit for all the citizens. But what happened? However, despite this, a few rich and powerful families allied to the government continued to exercise control over the country's oil resource, trade and industry. Though this new government, they control or they taken the important step to use for the Libyan's development, and they include what? Nationalization of all the country's wealth. Even then, there were some rich family and allied class peoples who were there. They were continued to control over the country's oil resources, trade and industry. They gained control of the government, control oil companies. What happened? These rich class people, they control the government and they also control the oil companies. Listen carefully. In this paragraph, then this new government, they have taken several steps for the development of country Libya. They also what include nationalization of the oil resource. That means all the oil wealth has to be nationalized or used for the, or whatever the income is, it had to be used for the all the people or benefit of all citizens of Libya. But in same time, what happened? Still then, there are some rich and allied class families who were there. They were continuing to rule the country's oil resources, trade and industry. And this allied and rich class family also control the government and control the oil companies. Next paragraph. The military government used the oil revenues to launch many programs for the welfare of the people. That means this military government, whatever the revenue they collect from the oil, that they use for the welfare for the people. They launch many programs for the welfare of the people. The nomadic tribes were allowed to irrigate agricultural land, and so that they could live a settled life. We know that earlier the people of this Libya were nomadic, moving from one place to other place. Such kinds of people were given irrigated agricultural land. That means that they were given the agricultural land where the water facilities were available, that they could do agriculture over there and they could settle down. They need not to move one place to other place for the nomadic pastoral life. Next, free primary education and free medical facilities were also provided to all citizens. That means this military government, they also provided free education and free medical facility to all the citizens of Libya. And many government housing schemes were launched. Even they also established launched many government housing scheme. So in this paragraph we will learn that military government used the oil revenue or oil tax for many programs for the welfare of the people of Libya. So first of all, what they did? They allowed irrigated agricultural land for the nomadic pastoral society, that they should not move from one place to other place. If they were given agricultural land, they could do cultivation over there and they could settle down over there. Secondly, they were given primary and free education to all the people of Libya. Next, they also given free medical facilities, and they also launched many government housing scheme for the people of Libya. Next paragraph. Gaddafi made military service compulsory for all Libyans, both men and women. Listen carefully. This Kol Gaddafi, he made military service compulsory for whom? For both men and women. Understood? Gaddafi made military service compulsory for both men and women. And he ensured that women had equal status in society as men, and he also given what? Equal status for both men and women, and he strictly says that women also had equal status in society, seems like men. Next, he formulated many laws for their benefit. So, he also made many rules for the benefit of the women. Legally, no man was permitted to have more than one wife. This Gaddafi also said that, or made a rule that no man can have more than one wife. That means he did not give permission and strictly prohibit the men to marry more than one wife. That means he said only one man, one wife. So in this paragraph we learn that Col Gaddafi, he made military service compulsory for both men and women. He also ensured that women has to get equal status like men, and he formed so much of the rules for the benefit of the women. Next, he also make legal provision that no man can marry more than one wife. That means he strictly prohibit that men cannot get married more than one wife. That means one man can have only one wife. Next paragraph. From the time Gaddafi came to power in 1969 until 2011, the welfare scheme saw the average life expectancy of people increase from 50 years to 70 years. So in this paragraph it says that Gaddafi came to power when? In the year of 1969. So till that time to 2011, listen carefully, Gaddafi came to power in the year of 1969. From 1969 to 2011, there was lot of welfare schemes. That means he launched many welfare schemes. So when he launched many welfare schemes for the people of Libya, what happened? Average life expectancy of people increased from 50 years to 77 years. That means when Gaddafi came to power and he launched many scheme for the welfare of this Libyan people. So what happened? The life duration or life expectancy of people increased. That means earlier people in Libya used to live only 50 years and they used to die. But after this welfare scheme, what happened? People lived up to 77 years. The country's 30 lakh population was provided free medical facilities, education and subsidized housing. That means in that Libyan country, 30 lakh populations, they were provided what? Free medical facilities, free education and what? Subsidized housing or house loans were provided. The most important change was the freedom and equality of women. So what was the most important change? That was what? Freedom and equality of women. They now had the right to start their own business, own property and work in government jobs. That means now government, they had their own right to start their own business, own property and work in government jobs. Next, in 2010, Libya's male-female literacy rate was 90%. In 2010, the male-female literacy or education percent was what? 90%. The country occupied the leading position in the whole Africa in social welfare. That means in whole Africa. So Libya was the what? In first rank in social welfare. So in this paragraph we will learn that when Col Gaddafi came to power in the year of 1969 till 2011, he established and launched so much welfare scheme, and because of that the lifespan of people in Libya increased. Earlier people used to live 50 years, then they used to die, but now it is maximum people they live up to 77 years. Next, he also what happened? He provided 30 lakhs population for what? Free medical facilities, free education and subsidies for housing. Next, the important changes was that he given freedom and equality for the women. Because of that now women, they are having now the women are having the right to start their own business, own property, and they have the right to work in government jobs. If we talk about 2010, Libya's male and female literacy or educated rate was 90%, and in Africa this Libya was the first and leading country for the development in social welfare. Next paragraph. This period of development in Libya saw the emergence of new middle class. The government established People's Council to encourage its citizens to participate in the administration of the country. It also established a legislative assembly in the central government. So, in this paragraph it says that this period of development in Libya saw the emergence of new middle class. During this period there was what? Developed a new middle class in Libya. Next, government established People Council to encourage its citizens to participate in the administration of country. That means the Libyan government encouraged the people to participate in the administration of Libyan government. Next, it also established a legislative assembly in the central government. That means the government of Libya also established a legislative assembly in the central government. So, in this paragraph we learn that during this period Libya saw that there was many middle class people developed, and government encouraged the people to participate in the administration of the country, and this government also established many legislative assembly in the central government. Next paragraph. However, Gaddafi and the RCC had very little faith in democratic institutions. That means Gaddafi and RCC, they had only little faith in democratic institutions. The member of the Legislative Assembly and Council had to accept writ of the RCC. That means the members of Legislative Assembly and the Council, they have to accept the writ of RCC. What is writ? That means order. They could not take their own decision. That means government could not take their own decision. This government has to accept the order of RCC. Next, that's why the people began losing faith in this council. Because of this reason, what happened? People began losing their faith in this council. Any leader who appeared to pose a political challenge was suppressed. That means any leader, if they wanted to pose or become hindrance for this political challenge, they used to what? Suppressed. Next, people did not have the freedom to form their own organization. So during that time, even people, they were not having freedom to form their own organization, nor was an independent media permitted to flourish. Even what happened? Independent media were not allowed to permitted to flourish. So in this paragraph we learn that Gaddafi and RCC had a very little faith in democratic institution and government. That's why the members of Legislative Assembly and the Council had to accept the writ or order of RCC. Without the order of this RCC, government could not take any decision. That's why people start losing faith in this council. Next, any leader who opposed or posed the political challenge was suppressed. Next, people did not have freedom to form their own organization. Even they are not having independent media permit to flourish. Next topic, the economic development and social welfare. The rapid changes occurring in Libya because of urbanization, liberalization of the economy and growing job opportunities in the government sector led to the gradual demise of tribal life. That means as there was a rapid change was taking place where in urbanization, that means increasing of market, cities, etc., and liberalization of the economy growing. There at what happened, there was lot of job opportunities in the government sector led to the gradual demise of tribal life. Gradually what happened? The tribal life was going down. Why? Because of a rapid change of urbanization, liberalization of the economic, that people were getting job opportunities in the government sector, which led to the end of the tribal life. The different classes and communities in Libya society were now living in harmony. That means different classes and communities in Libya, they were living in what? A harmony life or a happiness life. Most people were employed in government service. What happened? Most of the people, they were employed in the government service. The growing middle class was showing keen interest in business and industry, but opportunities were limited. As you learned from the above paragraph that there was a middle class was growing, so this middle class was, they were showing interest, or they were interested in doing business and industrial activities, but what happened? The opportunities were very limited. So in this paragraph we learn that because of rapid changes in urbanization and liberalization of economic, the people got so much of job opportunities in government sector that led to demise or end of the tribal life. Next, the different classes and communities in Libya were now living in peaceful life or happiness life. Most of the people employed in the government service. The growing middle class people, they were showing interest or interested in business, industry, but what happened? There were only little opportunities. Next topic, military dictatorship and the struggle for democracy. The Gaddafi government had no faith in democratic institutions. We know that from the above paragraph we have learned that Gaddafi government, they had no faith in government institution. That's why they established what? A parallel administrative body called what? Revolutionary Command Council. As we know that Gaddafi government and RCC, they were not having faith in democratic institutions. That's why they established a similar government or administrative body, that is called what? Revolutionary Command Council or RCC. The military rules did not tolerate any kinds of opposition to the government. These military rules, they did not tolerate or they did not bear any kinds of opposition to the government. They imprisoned and even killed anyone who raised voice in protest and used crudest method to suppress and silence all opposition. That means this government or this military government, they imprisoned and killed many people, those who raised voice against this government. Even they used the what? Crudest method to suppress or to make them silent. The citizens were not allowed to form any kinds of organization. Even the citizens were not allowed to form any kinds of organization. So in this paragraph we learn that Gaddafi and RCC, they were not having faith in democratic institution. That's why they established a similar administrative called Revolutionary Command Council. And the military rules, they did not tolerate or bear any kinds of opposition to the government. If any people raise voice or do oppose, they used to imprison, kill, and they use crudest or what? A cruel method to suppress people and to make them silence. Even people also not given chance to form any kinds of organization. Wow. Next paragraph. In 2010, a businessman was killed in Tunisia, that means Libya's neighboring. The incident sparked a revolt that quickly spread across Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Bahrain, and Syria. The internet and mobile technology played a big role in its spread, since the government found it difficult to control the social communication media channels that were used extremely to channelize the protest movement. So in this paragraph it says that in the year of 2010 there was a businessman, his name from the place called Tunisia. It was the neighbors of Libya. and this incident sparked a revolt quickly spread across the Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Bahrain and Syria. So this incident, which incidents? The death of this businessman in Tunisia spread where across Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Bahrain and Syria. Next, the internet and mobile technology played a big role in its spread. That means how it spread? It is spread through what? Internet and mobile technology. Since the government found it difficult to control the social communication media channels that were used extensively channelize the protest movement. That means through the help of internet and mobile technology, this news spread across the Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Bahrain and Syria. Government could not control that one. This revolutionary movement came to popularly known as the Arab Spring. So this revolutionary movement came popularly as what? Or known as Arab Spring. So in this paragraph what we learn? In the year of 2010, there was a businessman in Tunisia. He was killed. It was in neighbors of Libya. And this incident what happened? Spark or made a revolt quickly and spread across where? Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Bahrain and Syria. Through the help of internet and mobile technology, it spread throughout the countries and government could not control. So what happened? This revolutionary movement came to known as what? Arab Spring. It known as what? Arab Spring. Next paragraph. In January 2011, the Libyan people staged a protest against corruption in the city of Al-Baida and the delay in constructing homes under government housing scheme. It was in the year of 2011. The people of Libya, they start a protest against what? Corruption in the city of Al-Baida. Why? The delay in constructing homes under the government housing scheme. We know that during the Gaddafi government, there was he launched several schemes like a free education, free medical facility and what subsidies housing system. So people of in the year of 2011, the people of Libya, they started the protest against corruption in the city of Al-Baida. That means in the city of Al-Baida was going on. That's why they protest about that. In same time, they also protest that the delay or government was making late or doing late for constructing house which were under the government housing scheme. Next, also in Benghazi, people were not getting even the minimum civics facility. In the city of Benghazi, people, they were not getting what? Minimum civics facility. What is civics facility? That means like electricity or water facility, sanitation, etc. People in the city were unemployed, and the people in the city of Benghazi, they were unemployed. That means they were jobless. Many families had no regular income. In the same time, in that city, many families, they were not having regular income. Benghazi soon became the center of violent anti-government protest. Because of this reason, what happened? Benghazi became a center for the what? Violent against whom? Against the government, or people start what? Voice against the government or to protest government. The police tried to crush the revolt. Police tried to stop this revolt. People across the country began sharing the problems through the internet and mobile phones. But what happened? People across the globe and world, they start to share this problem in the internet and mobile phones. But what happened? Government control the media and instruct to blank out coverage of political developments. But government control this mass media and instruct to blank out the coverage of all political developments. So in this paragraph, we learn that in the year of 2011, the people of Libya, they staged a protest against the corruption in the city of Al-Baida. In same time, they also protest against what? Delaying or doing late for constructing government house scheme. There also what happened? There was a city called Benghazi. People were not getting any kinds of minimum civics facility, and Most of the people were unemployed and jobless in Benghazi, and many families had no regular income. That's why Benghazi became center for the violence against the anti-government protest. Police tried to stop this violence, but people across the country began sharing this problem through internet and mobile phones, but government strictly protest or ban this medium. Next paragraph. Some powerful democratic nations in the world were keen to end Gaddafi's dictatorship in Libya. So, there are some powerful democratic nations in the world. They were keen or they were eagerly waiting to what end or finish the dictatorship of Gaddafi's in Libya. What is dictatorship? That means ruled by a single person or autocracy. So, this powerful democratic nations, they want to what? Finish the government of Gaddafi. They began extending support the rebel organization, providing them with the weapons and money. That means these democratic nations, they began what? Provide the support for rebelling what? Rebel organization, and they also provide what? Weapons and money. Next, the United Nations UN also declared its support for the rebels. That means UN also or United Nations also what? Support to rebel against. Declare a non-flying zone over Libya, basically to put stop to government aerial attacks and protect the people. That means they also declare no-fly zone. No-fly zone in the sense what happened? No aeroplane, no helicopter could fly over the Libya. Next, but Gaddafi continued his airstrike. There was UNO already declared no fly zone or no flight or no helicopter could fly over there. Even though what happened? Gaddafi continued his air strike. Then what happened? The NATO forces of the United Nations of America, Britain and France together used their airplanes to attack government position. So, when this Gaddafi continued his airstrike, thereafter NATO forces of United America, Britain and France together, they used their airplanes to attack government position. The rebellion was eventually successful. At last, the rebellion was what? Eventually successful. Col Gaddafi was arrested. As he prepared to flee, he was executed. So, at last what happened? Col Gaddafi, he was arrested. While he was planning to escape, he was executed. So, in this paragraph, we will learn that many powerful democratic nations in the world, they were eagerly waiting to kill or end the dictatorship of Gaddafi in Libya. So, what happened? They supported the rebel organization. Rebel organization in the sense, okay, the organization which are in Libya, which are fighting or protesting against Gaddafi government. So, these powerful democratic nations, they support rebel organization. So, in favor what happened? They provided weapons and money to this rebel organization. Thereafter, United Nations, they declared that they would support to whom? To this rebel organization. They also declared that no fly zone. No fly zone in the sense that no aeroplane, no helicopter could fly over the Libya. But what happened? Gaddafi continued to fly his airstrike or he continued his airstrike. Because of that, the NATO force of America, Britain and France together, what happened? They used their aeroplanes to attack the government position. At last, the rebellion was successful and Col Gaddafi was arrested while he was trying to escape and he was executed. Libya becomes democratic. Libya held its first democratic election in the year of in November 2012. Listen carefully. Libya held its first democratic election or political election in November 2012. Many political parties put their candidates to contest the election. So, in this November 2012 election, many political parties put their candidates to contest the election. Next, around 2,200 people's representatives were elected. So, in the first election itself, 200 people's representatives were elected. Next, a new government was formed. It declared an interim constitution which laid the ground for the establishing democracy on a permanent basis in Libya. So, it declared what? An interim constitution. What is interim? That means a temporary constitution which laid the ground for the establishing democracy on a permanent basis in Libya. Next, the eyes of the world are now on the country. That means all the country they are having what? Eyes on this country. They were keen to see whether democracy succeeds in Libya or not. This all the powerful democratic nations, they were interested to know that either democratic will be successful or not in Libya. Next, will the Libya people will able to strengthen the concept of democracy in their country? So this country, which country? Like this powerful democratic nations, they were also what? Eagerly waiting to know that whether Libyan people will able to strengthen the concept of democracy in their country or not. So in this paragraph we know that the first political election in Libya took place November 2012. Many political parties contest in the election. Around 200 people's representatives were elected and they formed the new government, and it declared a interim government, that means a temporary government. Thereafter, all those powerful democratic nations, they were having a eye on Libya, either Libya would become a successful democratic country or not. They also eagerly waiting to know that whether the Libyan people will able to strengthen the concept of democracy in their country or not.